Woo! The light is lighting and we are here for it. Right! We're here for it. No, actually, I have to change. Okay. I feel like I'm always wearing that hoodie for all of my videos. And it doesn't matter, honestly, because what difference does it make? But at the same time, it's just like I feel bad because I'm always wearing it. But the thing is, you guys, it's cold and it's so comfortable and so warm and it hugs me and keeps me warm and nice. So I wear it. Also, I bought it, so why wouldn't I wear it? But anyways, I just felt like diversity in terms of clothes is needed. So hey guys, it's Gugu here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Gugu. Please do not leave without subscribing if you have not subscribed, liking the video, commenting down below, all of that. If you are a regular subscriber, thank you so much for being back here. And I think I've already said this, but I will say it again. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you. It's so exciting. And even though we are still a small community, we are growing. I love that, and I don't take it lightly, and I'm really grateful for it, because honestly, if like 500 or more people were in front of me right now watching me speaking to them like I'm speaking to this camera, I don't know how I'd act. So it's kind of a big deal even though we sometimes minimize the impact. But it's really awesome that you guys are here, kikiing, joining in, being with me. Love that for us. Anyways, so a couple of days ago I sent out a message. I didn't send out a message, like I posted on my story on Instagram, and I was like, anybody want to ask any questions? And then, you know, people replied and stuff. So yeah, initially this was going to be a life update video, but I don't think I can fit that in all in one video because of time, because of space, because who's gonna sit and watch me for an hour? Who? Anyways, so this will just be the question and answers. I might do a life update, I don't know. It just felt right to do a life update because I've been here now for more than 6 months. It was going to be like a celebratory 6 months in the US type of thing, but now I feel like that ship has sailed. I don't know. We'll see how things go. I may or may not do it, but for now, let's get into it and answer these questions. Yeah, you guys will not believe if I told you how many times I've tried to shoot this video already. Like, it's crazy, and every time like something just came up or the weather was horrible. Like the weather here right now, it's winter and it is cold, and I am on the east side, which is known for being like snowy and cold on during these winter times. So yeah, like it's just been damp and dry and dark, like, and I just haven't had the right time to sit down and film this, which is why like it's just been like sometimes I would sit down and start filming and then it was not working is what I'm saying. So now we're here and we're gonna try this. This is literally my last try. If I don't post this video, if I do post this video, then you know that it worked out. Otherwise, gay. It is what it is. Yeah. You guys have watched enough YouTube videos to know that, you know, when I look down or whatever, I am reading the questions, reading the responses, reading the things. And so, yes, don't get distracted by that. Okay, first things first, just Mumu asked, how are you coping? Honey, I'm doing good, I'm doing well. Currently we are cruising, I'm doing okay, I'm doing all right. Just Moo again asked, how is the USA? So when people ask me this, like, I honestly don't know how to answer it. Like, I don't know what people expect me to say, and I don't know what to say. How is the US? I guess the US is fine. Like, this is such a big country, and I feel like, especially with the au pair program, like, unless you live in the city, like in a city type of area, then you only go into those types of environments once in a while, because most of these au pair families are in suburbs, like secluded areas, quiet neighborhoods. So it's like a bubble. Like, I haven't listened to the radio, I don't know what's going on, I haven't watched the news, like I have no idea what's going on in the world, except for like like what they tell me on TikTok and what I see on Instagram. So honestly, like, I don't know how USA is, I don't know how the world is, like I don't know how anything is currently, which is kind of sad and kind of worrying. But yeah, I don't know how to answer that question when people ask me, but the US is good, I guess. I'm doing well in the US. Yeah. All Things Shaw asked, how has it been making friends? Well, honey, let me tell you. So if you guys don't know, I have recently gone through Rematch, and I'm in a new place, which means, lucky me, I have to make new friends and meet new people and, you know, form new bonds and relationships and stuff like that, which can be challenging and can be hard for different reasons, but it's been okay, I guess. But in general, making friends as an au pair is tricky. It's tricky for so many reasons, and there's so many there's so many like layers to it. It's like an onion. I'm kidding. But no, honestly, like, making friends is hard because, first of all, you have to coordinate schedules with people and make sure that you can meet at the same day, same time, but at the same time, like, you don't want to spend all of your time with one person, or at least most people don't. So, you know, you're trying to make more friends, but then that means coordinating a whole other person's schedule into your schedule. And also, if you work sometimes on the weekends, it's the whole family schedule, all of that makes it difficult. And then, like, most au pairs make friends with other au pairs, so making American friends even harder. It's just difficult because of, again, like, logistically, time-wise, it's tricky. It's tricky. It really takes effort. Like, most of our friends are based out of, you know, convenience and the situation that we are in at a given time, you know, from work friends or school friends or varsity or whatever. And when you're an au pair, you're basically all alone. And so you actually have to make the effort. Like, you're not going to be running into au pairs every day unless it's summer and you're at the park or whatever. Otherwise, people keep to themselves a lot, especially here in America, a lot. So it's really just like reaching out, and the other person also willing to reach out to you and keep that going. But for me, what made making American friends easy was being part of a local church and serving and being within, man, being in the know. And I made friends in the area that I was in the DMV, and I still keep in contact with them now, even though I've moved, which is good. Like, some of them I still talk to them, so I'm really happy about that, actually. But yeah, otherwise I don't think you should have a problem. But then again, I'm the type of person who likes my own energy, I'm the type of person who likes my own space in any case. Like, for me to get out of my own space is actually, like, I have to actually enjoy your company. Otherwise, I enjoy being alone. Like, nothing's gonna stop me from going on a solo date or being alone. Like, I actually enjoy it more than being with people, but then that social interaction is needed sometimes. So it's good to have people who are down for that. So yeah, making friends can be easy or it can be hard, depending on you, depending on your environment, all of that. Honestly, I don't know how people date. Like, people still fit in time to like date, go on dates, go on Tinder, go on Bumble, Pinterest, anyways, yeah, but also maybe it's because I actually am not a fan of like nightlife. Like, I'm not a big fan of nightlife, but if we are out and about at night, I guess I'll be there, but I wouldn't like specifically go out of my way to like go to a bar or anything. So there's also that, like, you need to find friends that have the same interests as you or do the same things as you, because some people want to do different things with their time, and because we have so little time to do so much as au pairs, like, people just want to do what they want to do. So you've got to find someone who's willing to do what they want to do with you and hope that it's the same thing that you want to do. So yeah, and then also the age thing. Like, if you're a drinker, you're gonna struggle a bit because the legal drinking age here is 21, which I'm not, but also I don't care. So yeah, it's tricky. It's all of that, but you'll find your crew, man. Like, when you find your people, you find your people. Honestly, I don't believe you need more than like 3 people max that you go out with on a regular basis, or that you talk to or interact with, like, physically. You don't need more than 3. If you have more than 3, then great stuff. But yeah, if you have 1, perfect. If you have 2, wonderful. If you have 3, fantabulous. After that, you're just showing off. You're just showing off. And someone asked, oh, Spume M Ndogozo also asked. So they asked, are you in a relationship? Are you seeing anyone? And you know, as I said, based on my previous response with the Tinder and stuff, what would you guess? No, I am not. Single Pringle, not ready to mingle. That is where we are currently. Anez Bayeni asked, Molo ugcina abantwana bangaphi, injani impatho from host family and kids, behavior, the rest of the host family. So if you didn't know, again, just recently went through Rematch, and now I'm with a new family and I'm in a different state. Impatho is good. They are treating me well, they are treating me fine, but always, like, with any new relationship, you tread lightly. You tread lightly, especially if, you know, things have not worked very well in the past or as you had expected. You know what to do different, you try new things or whatever. But yeah, we're treading lightly. We are getting there, we're getting into the swing of it. I've been here now for almost past 3 weeks, almost a month. I would care. Can we call it almost? Yeah, we can say almost a month. Yeah, and we are trading lightly. The rest of the host family, I don't know why that would matter, but the host family that I'm with now is white. The host family I was with before was black. Puma M Dogozo also asked, how is your new family treating you? Yeah, they're treating me well. Andile MB asked, how is New York treating you? Honey bunch. New York is cold. It is freezing like a freezer. It's cold, and don't let the sunlight fool you. Do not do that, because I did that the first time I went to the city and I couldn't feel my fingers. Like, no joke, could not feel my fingers. It was like frostbite, but there was no snow, which makes it even more annoying because it will be so cold and you don't see even a little bit of snow. You don't even feel wind. Like, it's just cold. It's stagnant cold. I don't know how to explain this, but coming from a place where it was windy, it was coasty, it was coastal, there was something. It was never even humid. Like, even in summer it was hot, yes, but it wasn't like humid, damp, like Durban type stuff. It was just there. And then you get here and it's just cold. I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's a freezing. Last week we were steady there by -5. It went to -5, but we were not over 5 degrees Celsius. I don't remember going over that. It was very cold last week. Even yesterday it was cold. Yesterday was on 0 degrees, and then I think today the highest will be 11 degrees Celsius, which is really hopeful, but it's still not that warm. Like, it's really not that good, bruv. But anyways, we deal. New York is good though. Like, New York City, New York is a state, chilled vibes. New York City is really nice. It's like, it's so nice to walk past places and be like, oh my gosh, this is where this movie was filmed. Like, and even when I watch things afterwards now, I'm like, oh my gosh, I was there like early on. I was like literally just there. It's so wild. But New York is not pretty, like, it is in a way. New York is industrial, but also like very romantical, like, but also like it's beautiful, but also like stinky. Like, the streets are stinky because I guess people pee on them, and there's some homeless people. There's not a whole lot of homelessness that I've seen, at least to the size that I've been to. But New York is nice. I feel like though New York didn't have the same effect that Austin had on me. Like, Austin, Texas, just, it has a piece of my heart. And people say that if I enjoyed Austin, I would probably enjoy California, because apparently Austin is like a musified California. Like, it gives very much, I don't know how to explain that, but yeah, like, Austin had an impression on me, and when I got to New York I was like, nice. Like, I was like, oh, New York. I went to Times Square and everything, and I was like, oh my gosh, Times Square is so nice. You know, there's just so many interesting things. There's so many differences, so many culture shocks, so many like differences, man. Like, USA is so big that in every corner that you're in, it's just like completely different, which is wild, but also like kind of cool. Bernice Zwane asked, would you say you are genuinely happy with the family you have right now? Right now I am pretty happy. Honestly, I am pretty happy. Yeah, as I said before, don't want to get too ahead of myself. We are seeing how things are going, how things are flowing, but right now I am shut up. Pretty good. I don't know what that was. Shut up. What was that? What was that? Then, like, basically all of you asked me why I left my previous host family. Sorry, the sun is like moving and I don't want to be in the sunlight because that's like, it's bothering me. Oh my gosh, I can't win. I can't win. I can't win. Okay. So as I was saying, like, a million of you asked me about Rematch, why I Rematch, how has Rematch been, like everything concerning Rematch. But I will read the one that I think asked it so politely. She was so sweet about it. Yikes YV asked, why did you go into Rematch? You don't have to talk about it if it's a sensitive story. So cute. So yeah, why did I go into Rematch? So it's a very touchy topic, né? It's a very touchy conversation. It's a very touchy thing. Because I've watched a lot of Rematch videos and I feel like people come on here and they are so angry about the whole situation. And this is why I wanted to give myself time to just like settle down and whatnot, so that I can speak with a clear mind and clearer emotions. I think that in retrospect you get the best view, and so I think the more time passes, the more of a clearer picture I'll have on the whole situation, and my opinions may change, new opinions may form about the whole thing. As I was saying, so my opinions may change, new opinions may form, but what I'm saying is, like, I've seen a lot of people and they've been very upset about the rematch processes, and they speak about it in that way, and it just sounds so like vindictive a lot of the time to me, and that's not what I wanted to portray, because so much good comes out of just being here, and there are good aspects about it, but obviously we don't see that in the moment, and when we're going through all of these emotions and experiencing these things, and at the same time, for me, like, I didn't want to assign blame, because at the end of the day, like, a relationship is a two-way stream. So my relationship with my host family may not have worked out because of faults on both of our sides, and so I didn't want to just reflect one side of that, but also I didn't want to talk about it because I was like, whose business is it? But then at the same time, I'm like, the people who truly support and care, and also people who just want to learn and want to take something away from this, or prep themselves for the process, if you are starting the process of becoming an au pair in America and whatnot, you know, would want to know. And I guess I'm doing that for you guys, and also for myself, because YouTube has been such a good way for me to, like, document my life, and I think that it's good for me to speak about this and just, you know, let it out. So yeah. A few of you asked me on Instagram, like, oh, what happened, like, what happened with the host family, what actually happened. One person even said, like, you didn't even say anything in the other video, like, what actually happened? I'm like, no, you guys, see, the thing is, like, nothing dramatic happened, and I feel like people are waiting to hear that. Like, I didn't have an incredibly tumultuous relationship with my host family. I didn't have the experience where, you know, and it's the reality that some people do get kicked out of houses, some people, you know, it ends really, really badly, and for me it didn't end that way, even though it was not a friendly rematch. I would say, like, it wasn't the friendliest of rematches, and I don't think those even exist. Because either way, like, one person will be salty about it, like, it's the end of an era. And so yeah, but it wasn't like dramatic where I can say, oh, this happened and this happened and this was my last straw. It was just a combination of small little things that added up, and I was like, this is not where I saw myself, this is not where I want to be, this is not how I saw my year going. And it wasn't like I was there for 2 weeks and I was like, okay, let's call it quit. Like, I gave it time, and we had tried different ways to make it work for the both of us. By that I mean my host family and I had even grown so close to my host kids, and we had grown such a good relationship, and I was really close to my host kids and love them, still do love them to bits, but at the end of the day, and we had spoken about it, that's another thing, like, bring problems up and things that bother you to your host family. As much as those conversations are uncomfortable, those conversations need to be had so that you know which direction you're headed, so that you know if it's worth staying or not. And so, you know, we had tried to work things out, tried different arrangements, and saw that it just was not working. So in the sense that I wasn't getting what I wanted from the experience, and my host family wasn't getting what they needed, And so we ended up deciding to call it quits. We ended up deciding to break the match and go into Rematch. And I know that even with saying all of that right now, some of you are going to be like, but what actually happened? And honestly, I can't disclose all of the details, but that's essentially what happened. We realized that it wasn't working for the both of us. Both sides weren't ecstatic about how the situation was, and it was a mature mutual decision to be like, okay, it's not working, what can be done about it? And that's it. And it took me a really long time to even get to the point where I would say that, you know, I would like to rematch, because it's just, rematch is so hard, and realizing that you're facing rematch is so hard, especially with the bonds, with the relationships that you've grown with, getting comfortable with the community. Like, I had been there for almost 6 months. Almost 6 months is enough time for you to know people, to know a place. Like, I mean, the barber knew my name. Like, the kids' barber, not mine, but I mean, everyone knew my name. I had a church community, I had everyone, and the prospect of also, you know, if you rematch, they give you a certain time to find a family, and if you don't find a family, then you need to go back home, home being your home country. And for me, it was also that realization of like, I could be going back to my home country if I don't find a family. Like, what? Like, all of the time and effort that I put into getting here could be all gone. Like, all of this could be all gone. All of the dreams and ideas that I had about the experience, and everything that I thought I would get to do during this experience, like, all of that could be gone. And it's so funny because I'm like the first person, when people tell me there's problems or whatnot and they've spoken about it and they've tried to work it out, then I'm like, rematch, Nana, rematch, leave, hamba, fast. Like, I'm very solution based. Like, what you mean? There's nothing to think about. Like, leave. Go now. But it's harder said than done. It really is. And I think another thing that made it hard was, again, like, letting go of the ideas that you had coming into this is so hard. Like, before you come here, you talk to this family, you chit chat, you get to know each other, and both sides have expectations of how it's going to be. And when those expectations aren't met and things don't go that way, it's just hard. It's a hard idea to let go of. It's a hard thing to face, and it was just tricky, man. But at the end of the day, I had to ask myself whether I was going to sacrifice my values and my core principles, as well as my mental health, for this and the picture, and just like surviving till the end of the year, or would I choose myself? Would I be selfish about it in that sense? And like, after I had tried everything, would I just go for it and see what happens? And at that point, I was even at peace with going back home. Like, I was really okay. Like, if it was my time, then it was my time. Do you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't very touched about it. So yeah, decided to rematch, and then I went into Rematch. But Rematch is so emotionally taxing and draining, because on the one hand you're saying goodbyes, but on the other hand you're starting all over. Like, you have to be giving the same energy to the new family and the new experience that you're about to have, like the hopefulness again and all of that. And I'm not a believer in like being biased to situations. Like, if one situation didn't work out, if a relationship didn't work out, if a friendship didn't work out, if a business venture didn't work out, like, What if it didn't work out and I tried? Then it's fine, that door's closed and move on to the next, and you try to give it the same energy. And so that's where my head was at. I was like, just because this didn't work out doesn't mean that the next thing for sure won't work out. So we're gonna hope that it works out, and we're gonna try what we try and see what happens. Obviously the sun loves me, the light is loving me. I've been trying to avoid because it's in my eye. It's annoying me. But yeah, essentially that's what was up. So trying to have the same energy, to give the same energy to this new phase, to this new chapter. You know, you are living there and they are interviewing au pairs and the au pairs are asking to see your bedroom, like they are and the au pairs want to speak to you as the past au pair and the ex au pair, and you're also interviewing people and you're speaking to people and you're interviewing families and you're fact checking them with their past and previous and whatever au pairs. Like it's a lot. It's a lot. Ngapa time is running out and you're thinking to yourself, like, if I don't find a family that I actually like, because at that point I was like, I'm fine with going home. I'm not going to choose a family just for the sake of choosing a family. Like, if I'm not feeling at least a vibe or a click, then we are gone, Baba, we are gone, because ain't no way. So yeah, and that was that, and I went for it. And I pray that everything will work out, because I do in fact believe that everything works out for the good of those who believe in the Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. And it's so funny because God literally gave me everything I wanted. Like, I had written it down on paper, the types of qualities that I wanted in a family, and I had all of them. But in practicality, it ended up not working. I was like, well, I was wrong. I was wrong. So the second time I was just going off of intuition and what I felt the Holy Spirit was telling me. And so, yeah. But honestly, when it comes to like families, I feel like, you know, within the first 2 weeks, if there's a chance, within the first month, people start acting, and so you know whether or not you can handle being there. If after 3 months you have tried and things are not working out, don't force it, hun. That's me. I mean, there are situations where things change after 9 months, like things have been great and then they change suddenly. But if you see things are bad 3 months in, and you stay for another 3 months, 6 months, you stay for another 9, for another 3, it's 9 months, you stay for another 3, you're like, my year's done. Now you end up hating the whole au pair experience. Now you are hating everything about it. And trust me, it's not all perfect. There's so many moving pieces and aspects to it, and I'm so grateful that I've had good LCCs that helped me even through this rematch process and helped me with everything. But man, if you see that things aren't working and you stay, that's on you, and you don't do anything about it, that's another thing. Like, you need to speak up, you need to be assertive, and you know, even if it's a norm for a certain group of people, you need to be able to say, this is not my norm, this is not what I'm used to, and this is not what I'm gonna stand for. You say how far you're willing to go in terms of certain things and stuff like that. So it really is it's up to you to make your move. You decide what you tolerate, and people act accordingly. You set the standard. So if you speak up early enough and you fix things, things may change, and they may be for the better. If they don't, then you know. At least you know. So yeah, that was the whole experience, I guess. Medusa Lee asked, what was the one thing that gave you the push to start or to do this au pairing thing? So the thing for me, there was a lot of things that pushed me to do it, but essentially I didn't want to have to ask myself what if. I know that regret is honestly inevitable. Like, I don't know how people say, oh, I don't want to ever have regrets. Like, regret is kind of inevitable, but at the same time, for me, it was a thing of, I don't want to ask myself, what if? I want to give this a chance. If it doesn't work out, then I know. If it works out, then fantastic. I'm glad I took that chance, but I don't want to ask myself, like, what if? And dread not having taken that step, not having been brave enough to do what I wanted to do in that moment. And for me, that was au pairing. I wanted to au pair, and that was it. And so I was like, let's go for it. If it doesn't work out, that's on me, and that's fine. If it does, fantastic, honey, we're ready. So yeah, so far it's been a mix. It's been a mix. As I said, like, there's so much positive that came out from the family that I was with, even though things ultimately didn't work out. But there's so much that I would have never even thought I would have experienced or been exposed to that I was, and now even more. It's just like, oh my gosh, God is good, y'all. He is good. That's one thing for sure. So for me, what gave me the push is to just go for it. Yeah, everything else you can figure out later. I am Kevin asked, what advice would you give someone who wants to embark on the au pair journey? I am Kevin, let me tell you. What advice would I give you? Be brave. So time is running. We are falling behind. I'll answer one more question. Because your girl needs to go. Spuma M. Dogozo asked again, are you planning on extending your stay? Honest answer is, I don't know, but probably not. And if I do extend, it will probably be for 6 months. So yeah. That is unfortunately the end of our time today. I will be coming back soon. So I will post another question box, and we'll see what happens, or I will just make an update video and I will be back and we can chit chat and kiki, you know. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing, liking, commenting, all of that, and just engaging with me on social media as well. It's always a joy to get your messages, and it feels good when I'm able to help or assist with anything. When you guys do need help, whether you're in the US or outside of the US, it's always a joy. And whether you are an au pair planning to be one, or you're just watching for entertainment, I am happy to have you here. Haven't had a sit down video in so long. It's just been moving around and traveling a lot, but I'm glad to be here. Currently have to go. But thank you guys so much for watching once again, and do not forget to subscribe if you have not subscribed yet, so you can join our little family and our little community. And that is it from me for today, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.